The best of high school sports is right here. Live from Studio A in Yuma, Arizona. Friday Night Lights starts right now.
While it may not be the end-all be-all kind of championship that every team dreams of at the end of the season, like a league or a state title, there is an inner-city championship on the line in El Centro for bragging rights and a whole lot more. Plus, other teams look to end the season on a high note. Welcome into Week 10 of FNL. I'm Cole Johnson. Rob has the night off. He will be back with us next week. The Southwest Eagles have taken their share of lumps this season, but have 2 games to right the ship at the end of the season. On a good note, but it would not come easy playing host to the Central Spartans, who are coming off 3 straight impressive wins. So we present to you our marquee matchup from last night between the Eagles and the Spartans. The Eagles can play spoiler to the Spartans, who are on track for an IVL title. Here we go. Eagles coach John Haynes with some last-minute preparation here. And Ricky Pena, Coach Rookie Pena, having a chat with his players. Central already up 7-0. Damian Rodriguez flicks it out to Gavin Marini, who gets outside, and Marini does the rest, outruns everyone, and then, whoop, gets by the final defender, surges into the end zone for a second touchdown early. Number 14 gives the Spartans a 14-0 lead. After a Southwest 3-and-out, Rodriguez again on the gun, hands on a jet sweep to Skylar Cook. He gets the job done, picks up the first down. And it leads to this. Rodriguez in the gun again. Going to pump fake, good protection in the pocket, floats it down the sideline. Who's going to get it? That's your boy, Artie Estrada. Makes the grab and high steps over the would-be tackler, and see you later, Artie. 21-0 Spartans. Could the Eagles get anything going, though? Logan Youngers hands off to Estevan McDonough. And this is a good start. Gets outside, cuts back in for a first down, but it would be one of the few first downs in the night for the Eagles. They would punt again, and then Rodriguez, free backer, comes out and whoop, shakes the sack, lets it loose, and hello, Charlie Sullivan. His only catch of the game, but it goes for 48 yards in the score. It was all Spartans in this one. They cruise in a 42-0 win for their 3rd straight El Centro City Championship game. The Spartans shoot down the Eagles for the 3rd straight time, rolling 42-0 for the title. And now to the next Imperial Valley League matchup of the night. Neither team mathematically has a shot at this year's IVL title game, but each game matters, and a winning season matters for sure. Calexico, rebuilding, also hasn't scored 1 point against Imperial in 4 meetings since 2016. Imperial trying to stand up and remain in the upper echelon of the IVL. Both teams at 4-4 overall on the season. So who's hungrier, the Bulldogs or the Tigers? To Shimamoto Simpson Field, where the Tigers looking to stay above 500 against the Calexico Bulldogs, looking to do the same. Early second quarter, the Tigers, Reese Vindiola fires a wounded duck, but finds Francisco Lopez for a nice chuck of yardage and a first down. Moments later, confusion in the Tiger backfield, and the Bulldogs, Abraham Zazueta and Diego Garola are there to devour Vindiola. It leads to a Tiger punt. Calexico with the ball. Zazueta with a nice sidestep here in the pocket. Fires deep, finds Andres Ramirez for the big gain and a first down. Then, near the end of the second quarter, confusion in the Bulldog backfield. Zazueta has the ball, he coughs it up, but it's scooped up by junior Pablo Moreno, who takes it 63 yards for the scoop and score. The Tigers strike first, and the Tigers would keep on running to victory, taking this one 14-6 to go over 500 on the year. And now here we're going to take a look at your latest Imperial Valley League standings. Brawley with a bye this week, sitting at the top at 3-0 at 7-2 overall, but with a Central win, they are now 3-0 as well, and that is going to set up the IVL championship game, which also happens to be the 78th edition of the Bell game next Friday. Calexico falls to 1-3, Imperial now 1-2, Southwest sits at the bottom at 0-3. But now we shift to the Desert League, where Holtville needs their 2nd win over Mountain Empire on the season to potentially force a 3-team tie at the top, barring the outcome of the Vincent Memorial and Palo Verde game tonight. We go to Burger Field, and this one is a fake, and it's taken on the outside. Oh, that's a good-looking play there. Down the sideline and pushed out of bounds for a big first down. Now we have the handoff here, and that is taken up the middle by number 9 for Imperial. they got nothing going. This game would have not a lot going on offensively for either team, but here's Donovan Johnson for Holtville. He takes it for a first down, and Holtville trying to knock on the door here, but just nothing. Here's Spencer Hilfiker over the middle. That ball is caught by Peyton Eiton for a big play for Holtville. But then here comes the guys from Mountain Empire trying to throw this one. It's caught on the sideline, and he gets this one, pulls it in for a first down. But this was a field goal at the end of the first half for Mountain Empire. That drive would end up in a field goal, but Holtville wins this one 7-3 in a defensive battle. Well, coming up next, Yuma Catholic Shamrocks look to lock down another important win on the cusp of a potential 3A playoff berth, plus 2 Yuma schools vying for their first wins of the season. Stay tuned.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on KYMA.
New Hondas are going fast. So, if you want one, hurry to your Honda dealer and get yours before someone else does. Now's your chance to have fun this fall in a new Honda. So get to your Honda dealer and get yours before they're all gone. See your Southwest Desert Honda dealer today.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Introducing the best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 2 or more lines for just $29.99 a line. All on a nationwide 5G network that provides the best overall experience and reliability. Call 844-677-2999.
Unlimited for $29.99. This offer's going to take off.
We changed the rules when we introduced mobile with no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. And now we're doing it again, making it easier to get unlimited for less with our best deal ever. Get unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99.
That's amazing.
It's the best deal in mobile.
Join the millions who've switched and get the best deal in mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included for just $29.99 and save up to 60%. Call 844-677-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you.
Those were the days. We cruised down drags with our favorite bands. And every night we had standing dates with the same friends. We hustled, we bumped, we bus stopped, and we smoked all the time. If that was you then, get your lungs screened now. Visit screenyourlungs.org today.
Introducing the newest and largest Toyota dealership in Imperial Valley, United Toyota. With hundreds of available new and pre-owned vehicles, United Toyota has a car, truck, or SUV for every lifestyle and budget. Shop us online at UnitedToyotaImperial.com. Friday Night Lights is back every Friday night at 10:15. Sponsored by Jack in the Box.
This portion of News 11 at 10 is sponsored by Papasan Rice Bowl.
You're watching Friday Night Lights, home of football from across the desert Southwest.
Welcome back in, everyone. Yuma Catholic is coming off its season-defining win over previously third-ranked River Valley on the road last week. This huge victory propelled the Shamrocks into a top 4 state ranking, which would give them home field in the first 2 rounds of the 3A playoffs. But the margin for error is slim for YC. Even if they win the last 2 games of the regular season, it's not a guarantee they'll get to keep their number 4 ranking. We take you up to Ricky Gwynn Stadium for the highlights of the Rock season home finale, seeking to take care of business against Kingman. In this one, opening drive, the Bulldogs' Malachi Bell takes the snap and runs right, but finds all closed doors. Rocks smother him. Rocks with the ball now. Richard Stallworth eludes the rush and finds Mario Martinez. Later, Stallworth finds Austin Priest to the near side. Priest with a touchdown right in your living room. Let's go for 2. Stallworth finds Martinez in the back of the end zone this time. Yuma Catholic looking good, up 8-0. After a defensive hold, Rocks with the ball. Stallworth somehow avoids the sack, looks to throw, and then he finds this one here, and he takes it down inside near the 10-yard line. That's Devin Black. Moments later, Stallworth finds Luke Stallworth, but he's stopped just short of the goal line here, about a yard shy. Rocks would be stuffed at the 1 and turn the ball over. But good news for Yuma Catholic. They win at home in another blowout with a shutout, 62-0 win over Kingman, hopefully keeping their spot. Continuing on our Yuma area schools, here come the Criminals, escorted onto Doan Field, taking on section foe Sierra Linda. That's Coach Bo Seibel. Opening kickoff. Giovanni Robinson with the return picks up a couple of blocks, shakes a tackle here, and he picks up a few more and starts Yuma's drive in Sierra Linda territory. Great way to start it for the Crims. Couple plays in for the Crims, though, and the toss right back to Robinson. Shakes a tackle in the backfield, tries to get a few more. No, he coughs the ball up. The Bulldogs hop on top of it. Turnover there. And Sierra Linda's drive inside the red zone. Anthony Garcia tosses it out to Traven Vigenzer, who gets inside the Yuma 10-yard line. They would go on to score a play later to strike first. Now the Crims driving early in the second quarter. The toss out to Manuel Garcia. This time he gets loose down the sideline before being dragged down just outside of the 10. Sets him up nicely, but just a couple plays later, it's Robinson again. Then the ball touches the dirt again. Oh no, the Bulldogs scramble on top of it. They say they have it, and they do. The Crims give up a golden opportunity inside the 5, but talk about redemption. Here is Garcia, tosses it deep down the field, and oh wow, Giovanni Robinson comes up with a diving interception to make up for his 2 lost fumbles to give the Crims the ball back. They would go on to score and tie it up. It would be a tight game, but in the end, the Crims fall short again, 23-21. And out to the Kofa Kings on homecoming, also vying for their first win in the campaign versus West Point. Coach Carl Pope and QB Leo Koivu looking on. We pick it up in the second quarter. Kings down by a few touchdowns, and the third down handoff goes to Jonathan Clark for a short gain. Fourth down upcoming. On fourth and short, they go back to Clark out of the gun, but he's dragged down in the backfield by a couple of Dragons. Turnover on downs. Now off the turnover, West Point. Quick screen pass out to Juan Arias, who gets down the sideline for a first down and more inside the Kofa 10-yard line. And on the very next play, the handoff out of the gun to Amarian Brown, who just walks in for the score. Barely touched. West Point up 42-0 before the half. The Kings come up short of their first win of the season, falling in this one 59-8. Still looking for their first win since 2017. Well, still to come, we have one more highlight for you coming from the Hornets of Calipatria. We'll try to scramble out of the bottom of the Desert League standings. Plus, we still have your FNL scoreboard, helmet props, and the latest Jack in the Box play of the week. Stay right here. We'll be right back.
When a former Marine took down an armed robber.
News 11's Cody Lee just interviewed the Good Samaritan and joins us live from the gas station in the foothills tonight with this must-see surveillance video.
News 11 snapped into action.
Just a heroic story.
I knew it was a real gun at that point.
And a clerk whose life he potentially saved.
Pulled my phone out. I was like, well, I need to get a hold of the police. We have an attempted robbery going on.
When news breaks, News 11 brings you into the know. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 p.m.
Whoa, what's this?
Are you looking at these? They look great.
I mean this.
Give it a try.
That looks good. What do you think?
Let me try that. That's looking even better. Once more?
Go for it.
Okay, we're going car shopping.
For once, I'm all for shopping.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
My name is William Yank. I'm a 23-year-old, 3-time leukemia survivor. One evening, my roommate was trying to talk to me, and I responded to him in a delirium of mess and confusion, and he said, we're going to the ER immediately. And came back with leukemia. They started me on chemos, they started me on a bunch of antibiotics, but the chemo wasn't exactly working. So my oncologist decided that he wanted to try me with CAR T-cell therapy. And it worked. Leukemia Lymphoma Society was this unforeseen blessing for me because I wouldn't have been able to get CAR T-cell therapy. It got that FDA approval in 2017, and I wouldn't have had that option had the Leukemia Lymphoma Society not moved that forward. We are about 9 months and feeling very healthy, strong, and I live.
To give or get help, visit LLS.org.
When kids need medical care, they will often face stressful and life-changing experiences. They miss out on the things that make being a kid fun. Starlight Children's Foundation has delivered happiness to 17 million seriously ill kids and their families at more than 800 children's hospitals and healthcare facilities. Our programs entertain and inspire hospitalized kids. Learn more at starlight.org. That's starlight.org.
You're watching Friday Night Lights, home of football from across the desert Southwest.
Welcome back. Well, for tonight's final highlight, we go to Veterans Field in Calipatria. The Hornets looking to bounce back from a big loss at Mountain Empire last week. Early first quarter, Jacobs and Dejas gives to Alex Fernandez. He bowls his way for 5 yards behind the left guard. Moments later, it's Fernandez again behind the left side, and it turns into a rugby scrum. 2 yards and a cloud of dust for the Hornets on third down. Zendejas rolls out, finds Zachary Leal, but he's short of the first down. That leads to this punt by the Hornets, and why are we showing a punt? Watch the return by Tartan senior Dylan Lamb. Moments later, it sets up this quick toss to the right by Max Ruff to his receiver, and the Tartans find pay dirt and score first. St. Margaret's goes on to win this one big, 55-0. Well, let's go into our FNL scoreboard for today. To start this one off, we have our first 4 matchups here. Central and Southwest, that El Centro City Championship game. Central with a 42-0 win over Southwest. We showed you those highlights at the top of the show. A big one for Central, is playing some hot football right now. Heading into that Bell game next week, Calexico and Imperial. This was a tight one, 14-6 though. Imperial comes out with a win. Their defense has really been showing out. A couple of low-scoring games there as Calexico just couldn't get across the finish line into the end zone. And then we had another defensive showdown as we showed you the highlights from Holtville and Mountain Empire in that Desert League showdown, and the Holtville Vikings coming out on top with a late touchdown to win that one 7-3. And we just showed you the Calipatria highlights, losing 55-0. And to our next round of scores, Yuma Catholic with a big 62-0 win. As we told you, they are in the state rankings right now for the 3A playoffs, hoping to hold on to that right now. West Point with a 59-6 win over Kofa. Kofa still looking for that first win of this season and since 2017. Sierra Linda picking up the win on the road in Yuma. Yuma dropping another close one. Just can't get to that first win of the season. And then another Desert League game. This was a big one. Had a lot of implications. Could have ended up being a 3-way tie if Vincent Memorial could pull off the win. But Palo Verde continues to dominate the Desert League with a 50-16 win. As we move on to our last batch of results, Gila Ridge taking another loss, 34-13 on the road at Greenway. Cibola with a big win, 48-24 on the road at Copper Canyon. And Antelope, they couldn't score either, losing 8-0 to St. John Paul II. And then San Pasqual with a late cancellation, so we didn't get that one in. Well, rounding out tonight, we come to our final part of the show where we hand out our helmet props to the players, position groups, or even teams that stood out from the rest tonight. And since Rob is not here, I'll give the honor of giving 2 helmet props tonight. So let's roll that. First time we got to go with Gavin Marini of the Central Spartans. And this was a taste of light work but huge production from the kid. Only had 3 catches, but they were big ones, totaling 126 yards and 2 touchdowns in the El Centro Championship game, including that big one down the sideline that you saw in the highlights. And rounding out our helmet props for Week 10, this one going to Holtville's Donovan Johnson for coming through with a go-ahead touchdown run for the Vikings, who came away with the only touchdown of the game as the Vikings go on to win 7-3 to improve to a great record on the year. Congratulations to those two. Now we take a look at our week number 11 lineup of FNL. We have a septuplet contest once again, and it's all headlined by our marquee matchup, and this is going to be spectacular. Central Spartans hosting the Brawley Wildcats for the 78th edition of the Bell game. And then you have Calexico visiting, they're hosting Vincent Memorial, Imperial Southwest, and then Calipatria and Holtville in the Axe game. That should be a good one. So many games to look forward to. We hope you join Rob and myself next week. When we finish off tonight's broadcast with your Jack in the Box play of the week. This one comes from Eagle Field for the El Centro City Championship game off the top of our show. And that Central's quarterback Damian Rodriguez avoids the sack, launching it to an open Charlie Sullivan for the 48-yard score. Take another look at this one. The linebacker comes free. Should be a sack, but he shakes it, floats it, and there is Sullivan beating his defender down the seam, and he walks in for the score. Gets a little love from his teammate Gavin Marina, who scored 2 touchdowns earlier in the game. The Spartans roll in this one 42-0, heading into their Big Bell game matchup next week against Brawley. Well, that's it for us tonight. Thank you for joining me. I'm Cole Johnson. We'll see you next week.